Hey, what's up everybody? BDO44 coming at you with another video. Alright, so I just saw the footage of Draymond Green and Jordan Poole's altercation, aka the punch that will now be heard around the world. Everybody's basically going to be seeing this footage right now. It's floating around, and it was pretty bad, man. Stephen A let us know that he definitely did connect on the punch. He was pretty certain of that, and now I am as well. Because the footage got released, and I would imagine it got released by someone within the Golden State Warriors camp, because it is footage of their security cam in their practice facility. And you can see kind of Jordan Poole and Draymond Green, kind of jarring at one another a little bit. The energy is a little off, but he walks over to Jordan Poole, puts his chest up to Jordan Poole's chest, and Jordan Poole pushes him off of him, and then he swings at Jordan's chin and connects directly, knocked him cold out. I don't know if he knocked him out, as if he lost consciousness. You don't see all that, but you definitely see him go down. There was no swinging back, none of that. He hit that boy, boom, down. And then you see the scrum. Everybody comes around and tries to break it up, I guess, and that's when the footage that I saw ended. I just look at Draymond Green, and I say this all the time in this camera lately about just about every other subject we talk about. When you give your enemies ammo, what will happen? They will shoot it back at you. This is one of those situations. Draymond Green, you're making Golden State's life very easy, because they have to make a decision on how they're going to allocate their funds going forward. Jordan Poole needs to be paid about $180 million with his extension, and you need to be paid about $135 million with your extension. Or more, I don't know, but this is just my guesstimation. If I had to choose, with my limited basketball knowledge and understanding, I'm going to go with a more youthful player. I do understand what Draymond brings to the game based on what I've heard and understand and have seen about the game. But as a non-basketball player, I will just admit that I expect that my basketball knowledge does not provide me enough to have the appreciation for Draymond that a lot of the pros do. Because I listen to them, and then I look at what I see, and I just understand it to be at a different level for myself. Draymond is a fantastic defender, all-world passer. All right, one of the great glue guys in the game, but he doesn't score. So you have to take that into account. He's a non-shooter both from the free throw line and the three-point line. So when you talk about the things that he brings to the table and all of the greatness that he does, if he had the ability to shoot the basketball, it would be at a much greater rate. He would be even greater player. You understand what I'm saying? There are deficiencies there. So because there are deficiencies there, I have to make decisions about him as it pertains to what it is I want to do with the rest of my roster. Now, if I don't have those kids, Kuminga, Moody, Wiseman, Wiggins, all these different players that need to be paid, if I don't have them, then there's no question Draymond Green stays. We keep nice, affordable pieces around the core and keep going off into the sunset. But that is not the reality of the Golden State Warriors, because they had those injury years and KD left. They were able to accumulate lottery talent, and now they have to pay that talent. Jordan Poole's up for an extension. He's proven himself to be good around the world. He has suitors, including in Orlando. We know his boy Paolo's down there. They worked out in the summertime. There's already rumors about them wanting to play with one another. There's a bag probably waiting for him in Orlando. The Golden State Warriors are going to lose Jordan Poole if they choose not to move Draymond Green, in my opinion. And it ain't because of this situation. It's about the money. It's about, if you pay Draymond Green, you're not going to have the money to pay Jordan Poole. Now, what Draymond Green just did, which is something I'm just like rolling my eyes at, is he just gave Golden State a very, very good and tangible reason to bring his price down. Now, whatever the 120 he was asking for, you can knock off 60 million of that, 40 million of that, just off of the sheer nature he did this. So you giving your enemies ammo. You just gotta know better than to do it. And I know that Draymond Green is a passionate player with a lot of emotions. He's got a lot of intellect, and he doesn't stand for a lot of insubordination. He doesn't stand for a lot. I hear the narratives that are going around about Jordan Poole changing now that the money's coming, even though it ain't here yet. Apparently he's acting a certain way. That's a narrative. I don't know nothing. All I know is the presence of this makes it so that you can spin it all kinds of different ways in the narrative. You could say that he's jealous of him. You could say he's jealous of them. You could say it's all kinds of stuff going on. And this is why I always say guard against these narratives by not giving them reasons to talk. And the Golden State Warriors aren't helping by releasing all of this, but I think they're strategic in doing so because I think they're trying to make this situation as uncomfortable as possible for Draymond Green to bring down that value so they can find a way to keep both of those players at an affordable price. And Dre might as well just hand the man $60 million. It would have been a lot easier on your hand in Jordan's face. I just if I'm Steph Curry, I'm looking at Draymond Green and I'm saying, bro, how long do you want to be a Golden State Warrior? Because these are the type of things you do when you're about ready to break this thing up. I've been watching him do this type of stuff his whole career, so it's not like it's outside of his brand to be like, to be an enforcer on his team and to not stand for certain type of stuff. I get it. It's early in the season. Jordan Poole's, a young player. You just won a championship. We've heard stories of how players don't like being talked to a certain way after they reach a certain pinnacle in their life. When it's time to make certain money, I got a championship. I don't want to be your little brother no more. You know what I'm saying? My value's up. I'm not little bro. You're not gonna be able to push me around. It could be a little bit of that going on. But the presence of these negotiation processes and all these different money things make it so that you can talk about jealousy in the conversation and it'll be relevant. You can talk about whether or not guys are good enough to make the type of money and it'll be relevant. It's just a lot of different things that you just don't want people thinking about when it's time to pay you if you're Draymond Green. You don't want nobody thinking about why there should be other reasons other than the fact that you be breaking shots that you shouldn't be paid the money you're supposed to be making. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, Draymond. I didn't see you take 2 steps forward, 3 steps back with stuff like this your whole career, bro. And I've been tired of it. From afar, as somebody who's not a Golden State Warriors fan, I've been tired of it. I am. Sick of it. I was sick of it when you kicked LeBron. Like, are you serious? And it's like the podcasting in the finals. I probably look like a hater. But my intention is pure when I say that could have went so very wrong. That should not have been done during the finals. You put your own interests over the team's, in my opinion. Or you made it stay in the same space where the team would have to balance with it. And during the time when you're trying to win a championship, that's unfair to the rest of the team. I felt that way. It's not something you do when you want people to pay you all that you're supposed to be worth. No different than the stance that we said in regards to Kyrie Irving. You can't choose other things other than basketball and then demand what it is that you're worth, because your worth has to be represented in what you're doing down there for them. This is the same thing. Compromising your worth. Giving them every reason to knock off from your price. It's just not the example you want the OGs to show the youngsters, man. This ain't how you do it. You got to adjust to the times. If this was 1992, you could do this and nobody would talk about it. In 2022, you got to understand what this looks like and what they can do to you now that you've done this. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm thinking about whether or not they could actually do the same thing to Jordan Poole because he was a part of this. In some weird way, they may be able to actually, believe it or not. I've seen people operate that way. Just because you were the one getting punched don't mean you weren't a part of something that ultimately made this a bad situation. It's anything people can use against you and leverage. That's the moral of the story. Anything. That's why you give them nothing. So, I don't know, man. This is a very disappointing situation. I want Draymond Green to understand that I don't care about punching nobody in the face, bro. I'm sorry. I'm a guy just, I'm a man that understands that when you handle men, you got to handle them a certain way. I get that. We're not talking about children. We're not talking about dealing with people who are not strong. We're talking about people in an environment where they're just pushing and shoving all day long. It's going to be punches. It's going, people are trying to not only make a lot of money, but they're trying to reach their dreams. They're trying to thrive within those dreams. It's a lot going on. You know what I mean? So it's not as simple as just guys running around playing basketball. That's our experience when we play the game. That's not theirs. That's their livelihood, and I respect that. But all to say that you should be handling yourself a certain way because of it. And this ain't how you handle yourself in 2022. Because in Mike's day, it's fine. You see what I'm saying? In Mike's day, it's fine. In Mike's day, they're probably not using the footage of this to leverage you against millions of dollars. They're not doing that then. It's an unfair world for a lot of these guys. Athletes, you know what I mean? It's hard. Something like this can cost you millions and millions of dollars. But where much is given, much is expected. And, when you have a lot, it takes a lot to balance it. It takes a lot to keep it. And, you got to straighten up the fly right. Nobody said it would be easy. But if you want what it is you're demanding, it ain't as simple as saying, I'm here, and then give it to me. Nah, you got to make sure you still represent what it is that they can pay that to make sense for themselves. I didn't say that right, but you know what I'm trying to say. It has to make sense. They're not going to just give you that money. It has to add up to you playing that type of basketball and representing them at that level. And as far as I can tell, Draymond Green is teetering on not. Simply put, what happens to Jordan Poole if he breaks his jaw in that swing? What happens to the team? How are you guys doing if Jordan Poole's missing 6 to 8 weeks with a broken jaw? Because you hit him. And even more so, they got to discipline you. So now you're out for however long the suspension is because you hit him. That's 2 key players out from the team. How does Stephen Clay feel about that? How's Wiggins feeling about that when he's up for extension as well? You gonna punch him next? These type of things that people gonna be saying, Dre. Ain't worth it, bro. It ain't worth it. All that energy and that passion inside of you, if it's pointed toward knocking down your progress in any way, it's doing more to harm you than it is to effectively do whatever it is you want it to do. It costs you a championship, damn near costs you another one. I don't know, man. This is how it looks from my little corner of the earth. You just gotta guard against certain things, man. That's what I talk about on this channel all the time. You gotta guard against certain things. I'm not the greatest at that. I'm not sitting up here saying I'm the greatest at that. If anything, I think I'm more qualified because I've struggled with that. I'm more qualified to speak on it. And as I grow older, I'm just more aware of how people just continue to play right into the hands of those who manipulate them. By those who are in positions to move them around like chess pieces on the board. They keep doing things that just make it easy for those folks. Real easy. You trying to call yourself a new media, you're going to do things differently, you're going to be working with good energy and not talking bad about people and all of this, but then we got footage of you punching somebody in the face. I'm sorry. Words don't hurt as much as the dang punch does, bro. They're going to always make that argument. They're going to always make that argument in other aspects of negotiation when you start talking about your media career. These things affect that too. When you start going behind the scenes talking about what you're trying to do, certain things with your deal in that area, you think they ain't gonna bring up certain behavior, volatility possibilities in regards to you and your name? I mean, God, man. Do we not see the fullness of this? I don't know, man. You just can't be the guy knocking out the kid that's about to make a little more money than you, which is a bad look, bro. It's a bad look, especially when you're out there struggling. So I don't know. I just said my piece. That's what I got, man. I hope it falls on the right ears. Hopefully people can learn these lessons. A lot of these young kids who are going to be coming into the league may stumble upon me, see this old head talking, and take some wisdom from it because it's real, man. These are the same things you're going to run into when you get into a little situation where you want to fight a teammate. They're going to have footage of that. And if it benefits the team negotiation-wise to release that footage on you, yeah, they're going to release it on you. That loyalty, they loyal to they brand and what it is they got to do. And if they can save themselves some money so they can squeeze another better player into a situation to make their team a champion, that's better for business than not taking advantage of a situation where you give them every reason to do so. Yeah, man, it's chess, not checkers. So I'm just like, man, you gotta get smarter, a lot smarter. All athletes, you just gotta know better. Within the agreement between you and your teammates, you gotta understand that whatever your little conflicts is, do not do it on team grounds. Don't treat it like high school. When I was in high school and there was a little gang fight or something like that, it got to a point where they would never do it at school no more. They'd go over to the Carl's Jr. across the street and they would handle their little squabbles. Never do it on school grounds. You got to think the same way in the NBA. I'm sorry. I hate to be pushing this type of message, but at the end of the day, men gonna handle their issues. What they can't do is behind the paywall of the NBA. Nah, that affects too many different things. Now you got a web toward different things that have nothing to do with your conflict getting touched by all this nonsense. Because everybody else's interest involved in what it is you're doing. Yep. Find another way. Because we seeing it with Udoka in Boston. They releasing all the information, embarrassing the hell out of the man, smear him, whatever he did, all that. It's his fault. We ain't did nothing. We don't care nothing. All that. Here's the information. Embarrass him. We ain't happy with him. He betrayed us. We hitting him with all of our everything. He's the worst guy in the world. We'll never see him again. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is what the organization can do. You last year, coach of the year, we happy with you. You did something. It was bad. We're hitting you with the full-fledged book. That's what happened. It was a million different ways they're gonna handle that Udoka situation to make themselves look better, like the team look better. Yeah. And so we've seen this twice in a matter of 3 weeks. And now it's time for us to start learning the lesson, athletes. Your teams have your back so long as you are providing what it is you're supposed to be providing. Once you start doing the wrong things, they're going to do what they got to do. They're going to play chess. Yeah, media, this guy's acting crazy, man. We need to suspend this guy. Why are you telling us? Because we're trying to get some money off this guy. We won't pay that. Get smart. So that's pretty much what I got to say, man. That's what I got to say, man. Guard what you need to guard against. The Jordan Poole situation. If I'm Jordan Poole, you know what I'm saying? Forgive him. This is not a big deal. We all know that. There's going to be people that are going to make this a big deal because of the contractual stuff. Even myself, we're talking about it because of contractual stuff. But like I said, just from 1992, big punch. Go to dinner tomorrow. We're smiling about it with closer teammates. If I didn't break your jaw, you'll be playing tomorrow. No biggie. But because of all this nonsense, political negotiations here, this Wembanyama's coming, he's going to be worth $1 billion 10 years from now. All this stuff is going on and people are positioning themselves so that they can have an opportunity to be in an advantageous position. Now that these type of players are starting to come into the world, the league. You think Webb's is the first one that's coming? No, he ain't the first. There will be more. And teams know that. They're getting a whiff of that. And they're going to do everything they can to position themselves to be in a position to get those players. And it don't start with just, getting a draft pick. No, it starts with stuff like this. It starts with stuff like this when you can shave money away without it having to affect certain other things. Like, this guy's acting an idiot for sure. Shave off $20 million. We could give that to somebody else. That's how it has to be done. When we start talking about the basketball game itself, and how guys like James Harden be drawing fouls, Lou Williams drawing fouls, manipulating the referees. Yeah, this is another version of that. Flopping, there's a corporate version of flopping. You find other ways of shaving money. Guy's acting an idiot, you're going to release that information, you're going to smear it a certain way, and now he's worth half that. Cha-ching. This is basketball building 101, ladies and gentlemen. So, that's what I got to say, man. This is what I got to say. I hope we're all listening. I hope we're all learning. I hope this becomes common knowledge, common understanding, so that these tactics don't work as well against these athletes anymore. Find another way. BDL44. Thank y'all for watching.